Lil Meech just scared both 50 Cent and Rick Ross. So Lil Meech finally did it. After months of silence, after all the tension, all the betrayal, and all the behind-the-scenes games that had people wondering whose side he was really on, he finally decided to clap back. And the way he did it, it had both 50 Cent and Rick Ross completely shaken. This whole situation has now spiraled into something way beyond rap or loyalty. This is personal, this is street, and it's now a full-blown war of fear, respect, and revenge. Let's break it down. Lil Meech has been in the middle of one of the wildest celebrity power struggles in the game. Two bosses, 50 Cent and Rick Ross, pulling him in opposite directions. Both want to claim him. Both try and control his moves, his career, and his loyalty. For a while, Meech tried to keep peace. He smiled with 50, filmed scenes for BMF, took advice, played the student role. Then he'd be caught vibing with Ross, exchanging words that made people question if he was playing both sides. But what nobody expected was that both men would end up turning on him, locking him down, humiliating him, and forcing him into silence. When Lil Meech got locked up, most people thought it was just another celebrity mistake, another bad move. But word around the block said something else, that the people who claimed to care about him the most were the ones who had their hands in his downfall. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. Rumors spread that 50 Cent had distanced himself once the drama got heavy, while Ross allegedly moved silently, making sure Meech couldn't speak up. They thought that was the end of him, but that was the worst mistake they could make. Because when Lil Meech walked out of that jail, he didn't come out as a quiet kid from BMF anymore. He came out as a man on a mission. He wasn't the same. He had that cold look in his eyes, that "I'm done being played" type of stare. And from that moment on, everything started changing. The first thing he did was cut off communication with both camps. No calls, no texts, no mutual connections. He went completely ghost. People close to him said they hadn't seen Meech like this before, focused, angry, and plotting something big. And then it started. Word hit the streets that Meech had called a few old friends. Not Hollywood types, but the kind of people that move in silence and get things done when words stop working. Those who know Meech's background know exactly what that means. He didn't grow up in comfort. He came from a legacy built on respect, money, and control, the kind that doesn't tolerate betrayal. Reports started flying that Meech had put pressure on people connected to both Ross and 50. Phone calls were made. Warnings were sent. A few people close to 50 were reportedly approached and told to stay out of business that don't concern them. And by the time Ross caught wind of it, it was already too late. Meech was reclaiming his power. Ross thought he could intimidate Meech with his size, his wealth, his talk. But Meech didn't care about any of that. He knew both Ross and 50 had played him like a pawn in their ego war, and now he was ready to show them what happens when you mess with the wrong one. People close to 50 said that he started acting different once Meech came home. That usual cocky, trolling 50 Cent energy wasn't there anymore. He wasn't laughing, wasn't throwing shots online. It was quiet, and everyone knows when 50 gets quiet, he's either plotting or worried. Then came the night that changed everything. Meech and his people reportedly pulled up on a spot where both camps were expected to meet. Nobody thought he'd actually show up, but when he did, it was clear he wasn't there to talk. The confrontation that followed was quick, tense, and unforgettable. Witnesses said it was chaos. Voices raised, security scrambling, and Meech's people moving with precision like they'd been waiting for this. Rick Ross didn't even stick around long. He left the scene as soon as things started getting heated, but 50 was right there, face to face with the same kid he once called his TV son. And that's when it got dark. Whatever was said between them in that moment, it shook 50. Meech reportedly got his face and told him straight, "You try to end me, but I'm still here. Now it's your turn to feel it." According to a source that claimed to be there, the situation got so serious that 50 actually backed down. People said he raised his hands, trying to de-escalate, realizing Meech wasn't bluffing. That image, 50 Cent, the man who built his career off intimidation and control, backing down from Lil Meech, was something nobody ever thought they'd see. And just like that, the power dynamic shifted. Meech didn't stop there. Word is, He sent a very clear message to both Ross and 50. He wasn't playing sides anymore. Anyone who came for him would have to deal with real consequences. No cameras, no industry filters. Ross tried to act unbothered online, posting luxury content, flexing like nothing had happened, but insiders knew he was shaken. He even canceled a couple of appearances, supposedly due to security issues, though nobody had to guess what those issues were. Meanwhile, 50 tried to play it cool too, pretending everything was fine. But those who know him could see it. He was tense, quieter, and more private than usual. It's not often that someone rattles 50 Cent like that. Meech, on the other hand, stayed silent. No interviews, no statements, just moves. Cold, strategic moves. And that silence, that's what scared everyone the most. Because when a man stops talking and starts moving, you know he's serious. The entire hip-hop world started whispering about it. Was Meech really taking things to the streets? Was this about pride, loyalty, or revenge? People didn't know for sure, but they knew something was happening behind the scenes that nobody could control. One person close to the situation said Meech had been betrayed too many times to ever trust again. He learned from the best, they said. He learned from 50 how to control fear, and from Ross how to move with power. Now he's using both on them. That line alone says everything. Because when you take lessons from the ones who once tried to manipulate you, and then turn those lessons against them, that's when real fear sets in. 50 built his entire image on being fearless, on never bowing to anyone. But now, for the first time, people were saying he looked spooked. And if 50 Cent is scared of someone, that says a lot. Ross, too, reportedly beefed up security around his mansion, avoiding public spots for a while. His usual loud, confident energy was gone. For someone who built a career around being the big boss, it was strange to see him laying low. Meanwhile, Meech was reportedly moving through the city with confidence, surrounded by a small but loyal circle. No entourage, no cameras, just focus. He wasn't just reacting. He was sending a message. He was reminding everyone that he wasn't a puppet, wasn't a pawn in someone else's game. He was the son of a man who built an empire from nothing, and now he was carrying that same fearless bloodline. Every move he made was quiet, but loud in impact. People noticed. Suddenly, no one was talking down on Meech anymore. Nobody was calling him confused or disloyal. Everyone was watching their tone, even the ones who used to laugh at him.